Today, I'm going to give you 3 reasons why you should teach your children the Bible and make sure that you lead them towards faith in God. A lot of people may think that it's not logical to believe in God, but on the contrary, it's much more logical to believe in God. A recent study shows that about 81% of people here in the U.S. as adults believe in God. And I believe that's because most people can logically see that there needs to be some kind of creator for the things that we see. That doesn't mean that these 81% have the right creator or have the right God. This takes a deeper study to find out. Now, the first reason why I believe you should always tell your kids about God and to allow them to begin their search is because of objective morals. In 1962, prayer was removed from schools. Since then, there's been a very sharp rise in violence, single-parent homes, premarital sex, and birth of unwanted children, resulting in many abortions, which is just the unjustified taking of life. This has happened because we've left the teachings of the Bible. The Bible has taught us to cherish life. And without belief in God, you start to look at yourself as an animal. You start to look at yourself as an accident. If the whole world was an accident, then that means you're also an accident. That means that there's no life after this. You just die. There's no purpose to us being here. So you're no more important than an ant that you step on. And with this kind of belief, and this is what this leads to when you're taught this in school, why would you value your own life or anyone else's? So that's the first. Objective morals that come from the Bible, that come from God. God has given us all a purpose and has attached value to every single person, no matter who they are or where they're from or what they do. The second reason to tell your children about God is for a hope in the future. You know, you can't promise your kids they're going to be successful, and you can't protect your kids from having a broken heart or from being accepted by other people. You never know what's going to happen in their life. You never know. They might not be that smart. They might not make a lot of money. They might get a degree and get a job, and their company might shut down. If they have all their hope and all of their purpose put aside things that can be taken from them, if all their hope and all their purpose is in material things or in people who can turn on them and stab them in the back, or in money which can be taken from them, then guess what? This might happen, and this might put them over the edge. It might cause them to kill themselves, or it might just send them into depression and just completely destroy them as a person. But in a belief in God, no matter what they have, they will always have a hope for the future. Even if it isn't in this life, they will have a hope for heaven. And this will give them a reason to continue living. This will give them a reason to continually find some kind of joy in life, knowing that this is only a test and the best is yet to come. Third, if your children believe in Jesus, then they will be given eternal life. You know, believing in eternal life or believing in heaven may also be kind of seen as, something that may be just a fairy tale or maybe wishful thinking. But there actually is a lot of evidence for there being an afterlife. One of them being near-death experiences. Near-death experiences are lucid, organized experiences while unconscious, comatose, or clinically dead. 17% of people who nearly die have reported these near-death experiences. And 45% of the people who have these have explained an outer-body experience. These outer-body experiences have been confirmed by people that have been unconscious or clinically dead, and then they've seen things that are in other rooms. There's been another case where there was one person that was clinically dead but was outside of his body and saw something that was on the roof of the hospital. And Of course, when he woke up, he told the doctor about this. And the doctor went up through the elevator and looked on top of the roof, and sure enough, what he saw while he was supposed to be dead was there. There are many cases of this, and you can do your research and look it up. And there's just no scientific way to explain these. And the only thing that this points to is there being something more than just our brain. Our thoughts are not our brain ourselves. There are a lot of things that you can think about, and there's things that you can do, like changing your mind in an instant. And neurologists have seen that there's no part of the brain that can explain these type of things. Like if you're thinking about one thing, they can see where this thought's coming from. But then that moment you switch, there's no way to tell where that came from. And this points towards having a free will. Us having a free will and a soul and a conscience that is away from the brain itself. The fact that one piece of matter, our brain, can think about another piece of matter, a shoe on the floor or a wall. For us to be able to think about that shows that there's more than just the matter itself. This is a deep concept scientists have been contemplating and battling and struggling with for the longest. So there's no answer to this except for the logical answer that there's more than just the brain. There's a soul, and there's a soul that's going to live on after this body dies. John 11:25. Jesus said unto her, I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. Something to think about.
Do take good care of yourself.